Kia ora, Ethan.
Hey, bro.
Appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, busy work week, to join me on the podcast, bro. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for a while,
Yeah, bro.
and it's a real pleasure to sit alongside you and have this kōrero. Thank you, bro.
No, thank you for having me, bro.
Obviously, we go back a long way, and I've known you for a long time. You've been a big part of Hustle Group, the business, for a pretty long time now. But can you take us back and can you tell me about some of the experiences that have helped shape the man sitting next to me right now in your past?
Oh, bro, I don't even know where to start, I'll be honest, man. It's just, I don't know, just trials and tribulations, bro. It just builds me up more than anything, man.
Yeah.
Born in 91, bro, so yeah, raised up in a good family, man.
Yeah.
Good
90s
mother.
kid.
Yeah, bro. Good mother, man. Good father.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Started off going to Sprayton Primary. So yeah, started off there, man. Yeah, it was good, bro. It was good. Moved on to Whanau
I didn't know that.
pretty quick. Yeah, man. Yeah. And then from Whanau, I moved on to Te Whānau Tahi when I was about 9.
And that's when we first met each other.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, Mum decided to chuck us into a full bilingual and try to get our culture up more than anything, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
That was something that she missed out on herself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just wanted to bring us up into that culture. It's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
So that's where I met you in your whānau.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What year was that? Can you remember?
Ooh, I want to say 99, bro. 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Might have even been earlier, man.
Nah, that makes sense.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, man.
And how long were you at Whānau Tahi?
I was there for about 3 years,
Yeah.
4 years. Yeah. So it was enough to develop my Māori more than anything.
Yeah.
And just really change my mindset.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. It opened me up to just a different world, bro.
Yeah. And I guess it gives you like a good grounding in Te Ao Māori. When you live and breathe it, it's not something that you kind of just read about or hear about. You've actually lived it. So it gives you some experiences of like, what is tikanga? What does
100%.
it mean to do karakia and all that rest of it? Awesome. And you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, I loved it, man.
Where did you go after you left Whānau Tahi?
So after Whānau Tahi, I went to Manning Intermediate. Yeah, man. Did, the 2 years there at Intermediate, man. Yeah, that was cool. Brought my Māori with me.
Yeah, good on you. Did you know, though, that so Sprayton has moved into the old Manning Intermediate site? Did you know that?
Yes, I heard that.
And I think Manning's gone down to Hillmorden. They've become year 7 all the way through. Oh, yeah, cool.
I've heard about that one, man.
So Manning Intermediate and then
Hillmorden. Yeah, yep. I'm a Tiger City boy. It's the same as like Matty B, Joey Lone.
Did you guys know each other back then? Or different year groups?
Yeah, we're different year groups. So we're 2 years apart. Yeah.
No, you cross paths?
Always cross paths with Matty B growing up. Yeah.
And obviously we lost touch for most of that time.
Yeah.
I went off my way, you went off your way, and we sort of rekindled our relationship when we crossed paths. You obviously got into cooking at some point. How did you find your way back into cooking or into cooking?
For how old was I? I was probably about 15, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends was working at a place called Sharpen Lodge. So it's out by the airport, and it's
still there?
I don't think it is, bro. No, but it's a place where people would go and catch their own salmon in their own little salmon pond that they had, and then bring it into us to cook.
Christchurch Airport?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It was not in the airport.
No,
it was
but
around
out that way. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man.
And so that's when you first got into your first kitchen job?
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, started off, of course, doing dishes.
As we all do.
Yeah, they got me onto cooking fish pretty fast. I was pretty understaffed. But, hey, it was fun, man. It was fun.
That's actually pretty similar to my story. Started off as a glassy.
Yep.
I was a glassy for a wee while at Lone Star until they basically had someone call in sick. They needed someone to work a function. Yep. I got the 5-minute crash course, and this is how you pour a beer. Boom. This is bourbon and Coke. This is where you pour a glass of wine to.
Yep.
And fell in love. And then once you do it once, show that you can do it, that's kind of generally where you end up, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, man. And it's, it was awesome. But yeah.
So you've been cooking since basically 15?
15, yeah, bro.
Has that been most of the mahi that you've done, or have you had a go at doing some other sort of careers as well?
I've jumped in and out up till I was about 25, 26.
Yeah.
I was jumping in and out of jobs and industries. I've done a few trades. I've been a toolman, little handyman for carpentry.
Okay. Any good?
Oh, it's all right. I just didn't find it very fun, bro.
That's-
Pretty mundane stuff.
I suck at that
Personally,
stuff,
I think
eh?
it's, yeah,
Yeah, I suck at that stuff.
yeah, man.
I wish I was better at it.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right, bro.
But eventually you must have found your way back into cooking, right?
Yeah, man.
Always
Yeah.
had a knack for it.
Always, bro. I just love food.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. And so you reached out to me on, I think from memory, it was on Messenger on Facebook or something, and said, "Hey, I'm back, heading back to Christchurch, or you're in Christchurch and you were looking for some mahi.
Yeah, bro.
Do we have anything?" I can't even remember if we had anything at the time, but we obviously caught up for a coffee, got to know each other, and you've been now with Hustle Group, Joe's and Fush.
Yeah.
A little bit of tato as well. You help out doing some catering.
Try my best.
Lots of hours in the waka. Yeah, you're a real.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you fill all the gaps, and we're very grateful. Been with us now for a long time. How have you found it?
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's first time that I've been in a job where I just feel like part of. Yeah. I just found my place here, man.
Cool.
It's really cool. There's some good people around.
Great people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
awesome
you're one of them,
people.
bro.
Thanks, bro. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, I've opened up to a few people around here and they've just treated me with a bit more respect, bro.
That's
And
good.
I think that was something I was just traveling around a lot around New Zealand and not being very settled. You tend to just forget that, man. Forget the respect, the way people treat you, and when you start to get it, it opens up your eyes a bit.
Yeah, because you have travelled around a lot, eh?
Around New Zealand,
where have you lived?
Oh, bro, all over. Spent a few years in Picton, Marlborough.
Yeah.
The Marlborough Sounds itself, Wellington, Raglan, Paihia, Russell, Taranaki. Yeah, went back up home for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you surf?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Not very good at it.
No,
but,
neither am I, bro. But I was just listening to Raglan, Paihia. You know, there's some good beach towns there.
Yeah, bro. Just anywhere close to the water, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
man.
Awesome. Now I know when you were a lot younger, 16, I think. You mentioned your mum earlier on, and you had I guess a tragic thing happen to you and your whānau, and you lost your mum.
Yes, bro. I was actually 21.
Sorry, 21.
No.
And I know that really, I mean, that was something that kind of shook our community as a whole. No one probably more so than you and your sister and your whānau. Apart from the obvious tragedy of losing your mum, can you tell me about how did that change your life, and how did you deal with losing mum, someone that was so close to you at such a young age?
I'm still dealing with it to this day. Of course, I've made a lot of strides, man, but
that's an honest answer. Still dealing with it.
Yeah, like it's only been the past sort of 2 or 3 years that I've just started to deal with it properly, bro. Up until 2 or 3 years ago, I just hit it, bro. Of course, as anyone would, for a time, I guess. I tried to run away from it more than anything. Yeah, and thinking that I was okay, and just trying to put on a fake smile more than anything else. Yeah. So I didn't deal with it up until a couple of years ago, and now I don't even know how I've dealt with it properly. I've just had good people around me more than anything, man. Like, I'll be honest.
You talked about running away from it. Looking back on those years, or that period of time, did you know that you were running away from it? Like, did it feel like you were just trying to suppress it or run away from it and ignore it? Well, is that what you were doing? Were you just putting it out of sight, out of mind, trying to keep yourself busy on other things?
Exactly. And no, it didn't feel like I was suppressing it or ignoring it. It literally felt like it just was not there. And yeah, I just started growing up a bit and realized how many things how much of a toll it was taking on my quality of life in general.
Yeah, right.
That's all.
Do you think part of the reason you talked about moving around a lot around Aotearoa, do you reckon is that part of it, trying to run away from, just getting away from some of the familiarity of home, putting yourself in a new location as a way to kind of forget about all of that hurt?
100%, yeah. I think once I started settling into a place and figuring out the way things worked, my mind would always jump back to my problems. So it's like, that felt like a red flag to me to move on to somewhere else and get a new fresh perspective on things and just find other things. Yeah, man. Other new things.
How do you
take away from that?
How were you sort of keeping yourself, your mind occupied and yourself busy during those times? Because I can imagine, for me, if I was to put myself in that situation, I would try and keep myself busy.
Yep.
If my mind's busy and I'm doing something, that means I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because if I think about that, it makes me feel like shit. I get sad, I get upset. So I would try and keep myself busy.
Yeah.
That's probably not the right thing to do, but that's probably what I would do. Did you try and do the same?
Yeah, I partied a lot, bro. Partied a lot.
Partied a lot?
Yeah, just a lot of drugs and a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Just to take my mind away from that, really.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of work as well. And being in the hospital industry at the age I was,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to party and work.
And pick up hours.
Yeah, bro.
Just to keep yourself busy, eh?
Yeah, bro.
What was the there must have been a time, because I know you don't do that now, so there must have been a time or a moment where you figured out, like, this ain't it, this is not helping. And there was clearly a shift in, I don't know, attitude or mindset or something. Can you remember what it was that sort of woke you up?
Yeah, I can actually, man. It was, I think I had a shift at Joe's, and I had been up for a couple of days.
Couple of days?
Yeah, and I think, who was it? It was a close friend. I think it was Laura. She was on, and I messaged her saying that I couldn't come in. I was in the hospital, and then I think I got a text from you asking what's wrong, and you ended up ringing me, and I just told you that, like, I've been up for a couple of days. I'm just not in a good state to come to work. So I was very honest, but I lied. Yeah, I think that was the big thing. That was the big thing that woke me up. It's just like I decided to be honest for once, and being honest was a bit more. I didn't get in as much trouble, and I felt better in myself. So I've just started to run with that and just be honest with people, and I think that's cleared a lot of shit out of the way.
Yeah, it's one of those things, eh? Like,
yeah,
if you're in the habit of lying or half truths and constantly kind of keeping people at arm's length, there comes a time where that must be more exhausting than just telling the truth and being like, deal with the consequences, right? Yeah, no, I mean, I remember. I mean, you and I both know that we've had lots of conversations over the years, and thankfully, we haven't had to have one of those conversations in at least a couple of years, which is awesome. That's growth. But yeah, definitely, there were a couple of conversations early on there, where we, come on, bro, I know you can be better than this, and you're like, yep, I know I can be better than this, and there's been a lot of growth since then, bro, which is testament to you. And so, what do you think? Like, what have you had to put in place for you to, what the other side looks like, because you've been there, and you know what currently your life looks like, how good things have been for you lately. What have you had to put in place to ensure that you don't slip back into some of those kind of old ways and you remain on the right track, or what you consider to be the right track now?
Just knowing where I could be, knowing what that life is like over there, and that I don't want that.
Yeah.
Just quality of life, bro. Having a better quality of life in general, man. Yeah. And
must be hard though, because people often slip back into those. I mean, you hear so many stories, right, of people getting clean, getting their life back on track, and then it just takes one bad influence or one trigger, and then they're back into it.
Yeah, bro.
Those things must be knocking at your door frequently, constantly.
Yeah, not so much anymore, bro. I mean, that's just addiction in general. I've been dealing with that for the past 2 or 3 years, and every time it happens, I just remind myself, like, no, I don't want to go back there. And the next time it comes knocking, there's a longer space in between each knock. So, like, that's a positive to me. It's still there, but it's not happening so often. Yeah. And I see the improvement. That's all, bro.
Yeah. As someone who hasn't really been in that world, I'm sort of aware of it and dealt with people that have been in that world. Can you describe for me what makes it so unpleasant? Like, why would you not want to go back there? What is the reality of living in that world and dealing with that stuff?
The dishonesty, the trust, of course, man. The people around you just looking for their next hit, looking to make some money, looking to see what they can get off you more than anything else. And
Are these your friends? These are people that, well,
Not anymore.
not friends, but are they people that you consider at the time to be your friends?
100%.
But actually, they're there with an ulterior motive.
Yep. And just being in that circle, bro, it's just not nice, man. Yeah, I'd rather have these people around me, man. Yeah, there's love in the air, man. It's beautiful.
Is it dangerous?
Yeah, 100. Well, yeah, of course it's dangerous, man. Yeah.
Did you ever feel in serious danger?
No, I can run pretty fast.
You are fit, you are strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I did kick it around with some pretty hard out people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did get scared the shit out of quite a few times. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm proud of you for leaving that behind, bro, because
Thanks, bro.
that must be hard. It must be hard to break out of that, because there's this, and it's not just with addiction and, you know, breaking out of that world, but it's in lots of different facets of our lives where we have to move out of one space and into a new space. And there's a period of time there, like if I was going to compare it to what we're talking about, where you've got your friends, you've got, you know, well, friends, you've got your community, you've got your habits, the things that you do. In order to break out of that world and into this better version of yourself and what that looks like, there's a period of time there where you have to disassociate yourself with those people, but you're not quite at a level where you've earned, I don't know, the respect or the ability to be able to hang out with these other people.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know what I mean? That transition where these people over here are going, you're not quite ready to hang out with me. And these people over here are going like, we'll have you. You're like, I don't want you. So that period in between must be, I don't know. How was that? Is it lonely? Is it hard?
Yeah, it was hard. It was lonely as well, but I've always run off like there's a thin line between freedom and loneliness. So
what does that mean?
So I think sometimes a lot of our freedom tends to come down to other people. Like a lot of people put pressure on you to for responsibilities to do work and all this other jazz.
Yeah.
When you don't have that, you're pretty free, and loneliness is quite depressing. So I sort of just tricked the mind over into thinking it was freedom rather than loneliness. But
I see.
That transition was hard, bro. It was hard, but
because we said it was like friends as well, right? Like we talk about, say, I don't know, fitness or life goals. If you're hanging out with a group of people, I always think to myself, you know, you are who you hang out with. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So you hang out with a certain group of people and you just look around the room, you're like, okay, this is the future that I'm walking into, because these are the people that I'm hanging around with. And if you go, I don't want to be that, or this is not the future I want for myself, then you have to actively step out of that world. But you're not quite ready to step into the world that you want to be in, because those people won't accept you. They're like, no, you're not at our level yet. Yeah. And so you gotta bridge that gap, and that's hard. And I can imagine it's the same with breaking out of that world of addiction, leaving that behind and trying to fight for a better life. It can be hard.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen me grow over the past few years, man. I've seen where I've come from, and it's just day after day, man, making that small little step. Like Tommy G's got it on his shoes, 1% better every day. And that's what I strive for, bro. So it's just over time, and just trying, bro. Trying to be a better person in general. Yeah. And I think other people see that.
I see it, and I know other people see it.
There you go.
You've been pretty open about mental health, and part of, I guess, a big part of what we're talking about is the mental side of things.
Yeah, bro.
It's something that a lot of people talk about, mental strength and mental health and mental well-being. What are some of the things that have helped you to build the mental strength to be able to do what you've done, which is break out of that really dark kind of part of your life and thrust yourself into where you are now, which is positive? You know where you're going. What does it take mentally to do that, and what are some of the things that you've done?
Discipline, bro. Discipline's the biggest one. Yeah, man. And I think motivation falls under discipline. Yeah, so like just being disciplined, just being focused, bro, and just wanting to be better, just wanting a better quality, bro. Quality of life in general. It's pretty simple to me, man. Yeah, man. You want to be better, you want to have a better life, then run at it. That's it, man.
Run it straight.
Yeah, bro.
Sometimes I'm interested to know when you use the word discipline and even words like quality of life, what do you mean? Because I do this all the time. I hear other people do it all the time. We just throw words out. Like we say, have a good attitude, or be a hard worker, or be disciplined.
Yeah, right.
And we have an idea of what discipline looks like and what no discipline looks like. But I'm interested to know, when you think about being disciplined, what does that look like? What are some of the non-negotiables that you put in place to ensure that you hold yourself to that standard of like discipline?
It's almost like a bowling alley, bro. So like you've got your guard railings,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got your like alley down the middle. There's the pins at the end. If you start falling off going into the gutter, man, you ain't gonna knock those pins down at the end of the day. So like those pins at the end of the day are your goals for the day. At the start, I've got gym. Yeah, man, get up, do some exercise, man. Start off your day right. Yeah, man. And then, of course, all behind that, you got your work. You want your quality of work, man. You want to stick to your work, have your reputation of having a good standard at work.
Yep.
Yeah, man. What else do I have in there? Good food, bro.
Good
Eating food, man. Make sure I'm full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cleaning my room. Just simple things, man.
Bro, have you ever heard that that speech? I can't remember. General somebody, I think he's a Navy SEAL or something, but he talks about making your bed.
Yeah, bro.
As an example of discipline. It doesn't have to be these big momentous things. Like sometimes it's as simple as getting up when your alarm goes off, making your bed, putting good kai in your body, going to the gym, going for a walk, whatever it might be, having those standards at mahi. I like that. What about bedtime?
Bedtime? Bedtime's all right. Bedtime is like...
Do you hold yourself to that? Are you like, I got to be in bed by a certain time, or no, not so much?
Not really, man. No. I mean, with the fitness and treating your body right, I think your body tends to develop its own natural circadian rhythm, and you can fall asleep and wake up at a healthy hour. Yeah, man. So it all falls into place, bro, if you just start treating yourself right. Yeah, man.
I'm glad that's where you're at the moment. Can't quite see it underneath that big bulky hoodie, but you're one of the fittest and strongest people I know. I know that you, beyond all of the stuff that we've talked about so far, I know you've got a lot of knowledge around circadian rhythms, health and fitness, calisthenics in particular. I know that's something you're super passionate about. Tell me about your fitness journey and how you became so interested and motivated to be fit.
Yeah.
Because you're one of the fittest guys I know.
Thanks, bro. Bro, I've always had a deep passion for the body, just in general. Yeah. And just the way little things work. So how old was I when I started in the gym? I actually did a sports course, Tour Sports. So it was run out of CPRT.
Yep.
We had a couple of really good tutors, bro. So John Rangiuna and Jason Teotiot.
Yeah.
John Rangiuna played touch for New Zealand, and you know Jason Teotiot.
Do know Jace? Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
He's his tamariki here at Te Whānau Tahi.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh, too much.
Yeah. And his boy just got selected for the Warriors.
Really? Oh, that's big.
Yeah, he's a gun, and his daughter won't be too far behind, I don't think. Yeah, they're a real fit whānau there. I got a lot of time for that whānau.
Yeah, bro. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Nah. And I forgot. Yeah, he played sevens for New Zealand, eh?
Yeah, bro.
In the jeans.
Yeah, man.
So you had a couple of good tutors.
Yeah, bro. Really good tutors.
And they just kind of instilled that inspiration inside of you.
Yeah, bro. And back then, the fitness industry was quite simple, bro. So like you could either tone up, you could either build strength, or you could build muscle. Like 3 things to do.
So that's to me again. So you could tone up. So what is that? Lose weight?
Yeah, man. So that's lean. Like losing fat and building like fat percentage, essentially.
Yep.
Yeah, breaking that down and getting lean and ripped.
Okay.
And hypertrophy is like muscle building.
Yep.
And then you've got strength training, which is just building the fibers in those muscles to get you stronger, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And it was very simple back then compared to what it is now. Technology's broken out and just opened up the fitness industry like crazy, man. But yeah, back then it was good, simple, and I still follow those simple methods today.
Really?
It's working really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even though the industry's kind of evolved and has become a lot more, complex, you actually think there's something to be said about the old way of just focusing on getting lean, hypertrophy, and getting strong?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And so where does calisthenics kind of fit? Am I saying that right?
Calisthenics. Yeah.
Yeah, where does that fit in all of that kind of world? Because what is it? Tell me what it is. I think I know what it is, but you tell me.
Calisthenics is just body weight training, bro.
Yeah.
So like you just use your body, pull-ups, press-ups, handstands, and just gradually advance from that, man. Find harder things to do within that itself.
Yeah.
So pull-up to a muscle-up.
Yeah.
Man. Handstand to a planche. Yeah.
What's a planche?
Planche is when you're just balancing on your two hands.
Yeah.
Instead of your feet 90 degrees, they're
Like kind of at a 90 degree?
they're at 90 degrees instead of straight up, and your whole body's 90 degrees. Just
I've seen some videos, I've seen some videos online of people just doing crazy control of their body.
Yeah, bro.
So that's calisthenics.
Yeah.
And that's what you're passionate about, eh?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm still learning, man. But, it's good, bro. Functional training, man. Functional strength.
And you prefer that over other types of training? Or do you still do, like, you get in the gym and lift weights or not?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You still do that?
Switch it all up. Yeah, make it interesting and fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty boring just lifting heavy circles this way and that way. And
heavy circles.
Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
So, got to switch it up, man. Make it fun for yourself.
What about things like running and cardio and speed training? You do any of that or not really?
I do a lot of skipping, bro. Heaps of walking.
Yeah. Heaps of skating. Always see you skating.
Yeah, try to skate, bro. Try to keep it all up there.
Yeah.
Benefits of not having a car, I guess. Get out in the sun, do a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Get your tan on, get your steps up.
Exactly, bro.
So you're passionate about. Do you see a future in doing something in the fitness space? I know you're sort of passionate about that.
Yeah, big time. There's a few doors that are opening up at the moment that I want to follow through with. Yeah. But
might be a hustle fitness maybe in the wings, mate.
Yeah, man.
Wait and see.
Yeah, bro. Okay. But fitness industry is quite hard to run with for a main job, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you always need something on the side.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I know a lot of people that have tried, getting into that world, and it is a hard world to break into. It's pretty crowded as well. There's lots of personal trainers out there, lots of people trying to sell a course or whatever. Those that crack it do well, but everyone else has to kind of fight over the crumbs, eh? So, good idea to sort of start and have it as a part-time thing and keep the main thing your main thing, and then just build it over time.
Yeah, bro.
How has fitness kind of transformed your life? Like, is it an important part of keeping those that mental toughness?
Yeah, bro. Big time. It's the fitness part of things is just routine now, bro. And when I fall out of routine, everything else sort of falls out as well. So doing that first thing in the day actually just sets me up for the rest of the day, bro. So it puts me on the middle of that bowling alley.
What happens if you miss if for whatever reason you can't work out or you miss a workout? Do you find that's when you start hitting those guardrails?
Yeah. That's after about a couple of days of missing out. The first day, just full of beans, bro.
Yeah.
Get a couple of hours sleep that night. Yeah. It's just too many beans.
I remember talking to one of the bros, Aaron, and he was talking about, have you heard of the whare tapawhā model of health and well-being? Talks about like four pillars or four walls, like a whare, like a room. And so there's taha whānau, so that's all your whānau connections and friends as well. Friends and whānau, that's part of your health and well-being. Taha hinengaro, so your mental health and well-being. Taha wairua, so spirituality. And then taha tinana, physical health. And those four pillars make up holistic health. And for all of us, we lean into one of those four more than the other two or three. And for me, just speaking from my own personal experience, for me, when my taha tinana, my physical well-being is, when I'm not doing that, the rest of my health kind of tends to suffer. For other people, it's spirituality. Like if they don't go to church or whatever, then their health kind of falls. For me, it's not that. For me, it's taha tinana. What is it for you? Like, is it fair to say that it's that physical, or is it something different?
I would like to say it's taha hinengaro, bro.
Yeah,
more than anything. But
So if that's not right, if that mental strength is not there, then everything falls away. Yeah,
bro.
So do you prioritize that?
I try to, bro.
Do you? Yeah. What do you do to keep that strong?
I'm a simple man, bro. Gym.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very simple man. And what else do I do to keep it strong, bro? Eating healthily, bro. So, Yeah, I feel like I could go to a 10 on that, but then again, if I treat my body right, the mind follows as well.
They're all connected.
Yeah, bro.
100% they're all connected. I guess it's like, I just know, because I try and give myself a couple of days off every week.
Yeah, bro.
So like I'll train 5 days and I'll always try and give myself a couple of days off.
Yeah.
But on those days off, I'm extra, like if I get up, like this morning I had a workout. So I don't really have to think too much about my mental health because I had a workout. And for me, when I get a good workout in, the rest of the day goes pretty smoothly.
Yeah, bro.
If I didn't have a workout this morning, I have to be really conscious that I keep myself positive because otherwise I'll just slide. So on those days when I don't get my physical kind of endorphin hit, my mental, the rest of my holder kind of teeters on the edge of like it could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a workout, I'm good. Like I'm good. But the days that I don't, it could go either way. So I have to work really, really hard, make sure that I'm eating good kai, make sure that I'm, taking the stairs. When I pick up the phone, I'm walking.
Good man.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep myself active. Yep. Otherwise, I get to 3 o'clock and I'm pissed off with the world and I'm angry and all my health and well-being just goes down the wharepaku. So that's fine. It's just I just got to be aware of that. Yep. And what it means though is that if let's say I injure myself, I don't know, tore my ACL and I'm out for however many months that is, that's a really scary thought for me. Because if I tore my ACL, I injured myself and I wasn't able to go and get that, basically that drug hit in the morning of going to the gym or doing a workout, I'm actually genuinely worried about how my health and well-being would be.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So I'm aware of that.
Yep.
And so what does that do? It just means that I'm careful in the gym. I'm not the guy that's trying to, get a PB every single set. I'm quite happy just to go 80% regularly.
That's the one.
Yeah, because I don't want to injure myself. The thought of injuring myself is something I can't cope with right now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's consistency, man. I mean, stick with the lighter weights and just go a bit longer, bro. And honestly, it just builds up your body to protect itself, everything else. So you're doing it the right way, man.
Oh, it's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to have your endorsement. Hey, if someone was watching this or listening to this kōrero and they're kind of relating to some of the stuff that you're talking about, and they want to try and build their mental strength or their mental resilience, something that you've been able to do, what advice would you have for that person? What can they do?
Keep a good group of people around you, bro, and find people that you want to actually do things for. Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
Do things for?
Yeah, bro.
What do you mean?
Like, you find people that you're close with, bro, that you actually feel like you want to do things for, because you get a kick out of it because they're happy to see that, and they're happy to see that. Yeah.
Surround yourself with good people.
Yeah, bro. Good people. Keep healthy, bro. Stay fit. Yeah, man. And what else, man? Stay happy, bro. Be kind.
Be kind.
Yeah, man. It's all pretty simple to me, man.
It does come back to the basics, eh?
I sit there and think about the things that I've tried to do to help myself, and it's been a long journey with little improvements every day. Yeah, man. So, yeah.
When you look back over those periods of time where you've tried to really focus on making improvements and being a better version of Ethan, what are the things that stand out for you the most? Because like you said, you try all these things, but what are a few of the things that have really made a big difference for you?
Reconnecting with the people that I love, man. Like my family, my sister. Yeah. Just, having people around, bro. Just having good people around that actually care about you. Yeah. That's it.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave it. I appreciate you coming on the podcast today, bro, and having this kōrero. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being you.
Sure, bro.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
Genuinely, really, really proud. It might not come across in this conversation, but you and I both know that there have been times, over the years where we've had our ups and downs, and I've always believed in you. and I've always seen the potential in you, and I'm really happy that right now you're beginning to, I'm beginning to see what I knew was always inside, all that potential.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy for you, because from here it's just onwards and upwards. And I know the amazing things that you've got in front of you, what the future could look like for you, and I know that you're heading in the right direction. And I know how hard that must be. So well done. Well done for making the change, and for being the person that you always knew you could be. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
And I appreciate you, and we're very lucky to have you as part of our whānau here at Hustle. So thank you, bro. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. Anything else you want to share before we wrap things up?
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for bringing me in. That's all, bro. Thank you for looking after me.
Oh, it goes both ways, bro. One last thing. If people want to get in touch with you because they want to have a go at some calisthenics, or they would like you to train them, because I know it's not something you've talked about, but I know you're trying to have a go at training some people. You've trained Mana, my wee man, a few times. You've given us most of the people that work at Hustle a bit of advice here and there when we've asked.
Yeah, bro.
If you want to get in touch with you and have a training session with you, can they do that?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
What's the best way to reach out? We can throw the details on, but do it just through Instagram or Facebook or something.
Yeah, just come into Fush and buy a blue cod burger. That's about it, bro.
Buy a blue cod burger, and that's how they get to talk to you.
Yeah, no, I'm on Facebook, man. I'm on Facebook. I've got a little Insta page as well, bro. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'll chuck it up, man.
Yeah, we'll chuck those details on here, and if anyone wants to reach out and have a training session with you, then hopefully they will.
Easy,
but I appreciate you, Ethan.
No, thank you, bro.
And thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Too much, bro.
Cheers, bro.
My man.
Thank you.